living for the moment. I be living for the moment.
What's up guys, Cyclone here, and today we're back with another video talking about World at War and Black Ops 1 and how they're compared and how they're different and what I like about one and what I like about the other. And basically, I don't have Zombies Chronicles, so this is the closest thing to it. Cause you're an Xbox playing bitch. Yeah, and that Xbox One Master Race, so I don't have Chronicles, so that's pretty sad. But right off, we're gonna talk about what I like that was in World at War that kind of stayed relevant in Black Ops 1. So first off is the colors. These games are dull, dreary, dark, terrifying. When you go into this game for the first time, you're gonna look around and be like, yo, I can tell this was from fucking World War II. This is scary. There's zombies coming out the walls with yellow lights in their eyes. There's a creepy voice talking to me. This is terrifying. I'm scared. They're both of the games have very dull color schemes. They're both creepy as fuck, and that's the best part about them. It feels like you're in Nazi Germany. You're in just like the creepiest places. It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. Next up, you have the characters. These awesome characters, one from each side of World War II, and they're hilarious and they're funny, and there's barely any seriousness. They're trying to stay alive, but they're not like you know, field report like Dempsey in Black Ops 3. You know, they're not too focused on staying alive. It sounds like they're having fun. They're making jokes and stuff. They break the fourth wall. You can hear Dempsey break the fourth wall in like Kino and, you know, other Black Ops 1 maps, and it's so cool to hear them do things like that, break the fourth wall and sound a little more lighthearted than so serious all the time. Like, these characters are just they're crazy. Like, they're not so set on certain things. Richtofen is just a mad scientist who's like talks about like getting bitten by zombies and eating zombies and loving to kill things. It's awesome. It really adds to the aesthetic of the game. Next up, we have the story. These two games have what I think is the best story for zombies. What I think. I just believe that it should have stayed very simple and kind of just like it was. There's no different dimensions. It just went how it was. And even in Black Ops 2, where there wasn't a different dimension, there was no like magic. It didn't feel like it all felt like it was explained through some kind of scientific thing. There was no Apothicons, there was no Shadow Man, Cthulhu wasn't in the fucking sky, there were no magic staves, no magic bows, no nothing like that. There was no magic. Totally. It was just like it didn't feel so magical, so fantasy, you know? Like, yeah, there's wall guns, and there's a mystery box that gives you guns, and there's a mysterious machine that upgrades your weapons, and there's fucking zombies around, so there's some magic, but it just felt much more realistic than the other ones, and it felt like that worked with the story better than the other ones do. Samantha Maxis being German. Like, why the fuck is she, like, American in the newer games? Like, it made no sense. Different voice actors, I understand, but still, like, it made no story sense. But, you know, whatever. The Wonder Weapon being only available in the mystery box. And I know that probably not everyone's going to be able to agree with this, but I don't like having to build the Wonder Weapon. Exactly. I kind of like it being a game of chance. Whoever gets it if they get lucky enough. I think that's really cool. I wish that was more common in the newer maps. It was awesome. It was so cool that you could just, everyone would hit the box and, you know, that one lucky person would get this dope ass weapon for the rest of the game. Like, that's what you hoped for when you hit the box. You wanted that super sick Wonder Weapon before your friends got it, and that doesn't really exist in the newer maps, which is kind of sad. Party mode. The games felt like you could just get into a game and play with friends, and you would just open doors and all get guns, and you could open up the whole map and all get perks and all pack a punch without having to feel involved in a story and without having to feel like you're forced to complete some kind of Easter egg that you don't even know about. It's more casual gameplay friendly. I'm not a casual player, at least I don't think, when it comes to zombies, but there are some times where I'd rather not be forced to, you know, do a bunch of rituals just to get to the Pack-a-Punch. I'd rather just have to turn the power on, go through a few teleporters like on Derice, and Pack-a-Punch is there, or Kino, where you also just go through a teleporter and it's there. You know, Ascension, you just take the landers and you're there, and you get Pack-a-Punch. It's so cool. It was a simple thing. You just played the map. Once you opened Pack-a-Punch, you had everything, and then you just lasted for as long as possible. You couldn't get swords. You didn't need to get swords. You just enjoyed what you were doing, just like that, and it was nice. So that's all for everything that stayed consistent between the two games that I really, really liked. But now, let's get into what they changed in Black Ops 1 that was a lot better, and I'm glad that certain things didn't come back in Black Ops 1. Perks spawning randomly. This is something that they brought back in Black Ops 3 that I hated. It should not have existed in Shadows of Evil or Derice, or the Giant. It was awful. I hated it. It was in Shinonuma in the original Derice too, but you couldn't find this in any of the Black Ops 1 maps, which was very nice, except for the remake of Shinonuma, obviously. But, you know, there were no random perks, excluding in Moon when, you know, the first two perks, either Speed Cola or Juggernog, would spawn in the first room. I like it how it was in the maps, where the perks were always in a set place. That was nice. You knew where everything was at all times. They didn't change. It just seemed kind of pointless. I didn't like having to open up every single door in Shinonuma and then have Jug be the last one to be found. That was awful, especially when you got Quick Revive as your first one, because you can't even use Quick Revive solo in World at War. So yeah. Making the game smoother. This is something that'll happen when you make a new game. The game's obviously going to be smoother. But when you knife zombies and get stuck inside them and then get windmilled every single time you try to knife a zombie in World at War, it's awful. So I'm so glad that in Black Ops 1 this was changed, and it was changed forever. You never had to deal with this problem ever again. When you knifed the zombie, you would just knife them and you would not get stuck inside of them. This also happens when a zombie goes to hit you. You would get stuck on them in World at War, which was just horrible. You would get stuck inside a horde and there's nothing you could do about it. You would die. It was awful. Accomplishable Easter eggs. This was just one of the coolest things. Like, it was the best. Derice had a tiny little Easter egg, but it was not anything close to the Easter eggs on like Ascension or Moon or anything like that. It didn't even compare. It wasn't even nearly as cool. Like, the Easter eggs in those maps were just so sick, and they weren't forced upon you. They were just, you could just do them if you wanted to, but they were background things. You didn't have to do them. It was amazing. Running with pistols. I don't know why in World at War they thought it was cool to run with a pistol as if it was like an assault rifle, but it's very clunky looking. But in Black Ops 1, when you run with a pistol, you obviously run, you know, like you would with a pistol, and it's very smooth and you feel like you're moving very fast, and it's cool. But the ray gun was not fixed. I'm just gonna point that out now. The ray gun, you still ran with it as if it was a fucking like machine gun, and it's just, I don't know, it wasn't smooth. And yeah. Now we're going to talk about the things that were in World at War that I wish had never kind of gone away in Black Ops 1. Things that I think would have made Black Ops 1 better if they had stuck with in the future. Good light machine guns. The MG and the Browning in World at War were so amazing, and when you saw them in the box, you freaked out. You were so excited. It was awesome because they were super good weapons. They were on par with the ray gun. It was just sick at the time. But in Black Ops 1, the RPK, and I don't even remember what the other heavy machine or light machine gun was called, because it was just, they were bad. They weren't that good. The RPK was alright, but they were both weak weapons. Neither of them were very good. It's like the HK or something like that, the other machine gun. But they just weren't very good weapons, and I wish they had been a lot better, kind of like the Browning and the MG from World at War were. there were no bosses except for dogs. Because fucking George Romero and the Space Knot and the Shriekers and the Fire Zombies, Inferno Zombies, whatever the hell they're called, I can't remember currently. Napalm Zombies. They were awful. I hated them all. Like, they all just made the game harder. And that still is a thing today. They still exist in these newer maps. But I don't like them very much. I feel like it makes the game so much harder and kind of like just less enjoyable sometimes. Some of them are good, but some of them aren't. And yeah. Mule Kick not existing. I just fucking hate Mule Kick. I hate going down and then losing my best gun. Fuck that perk. Fuck that perk. So that concludes today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I put a lot more work into this video than, I usually do. I don't usually put a whole lot of work into my videos. I just kind of record and put them up how they are. But I really want to start doing more videos like this, giving you guys my opinion. And I hope you guys like my first zombies video, because this is the first one ever. And yeah. So this is hashtag IMO. It's all my opinion. Don't get angry about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And go ahead and tell me your opinion down in the comments below. Drop a follow on Twitter. Check out my Instagram. I'm going to start linking my Instagram down in my description, which I think is kind of awesome. You can keep up with me on Instagram, which is one of my favorite social media platforms ever. So yeah, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Have a great day, and peace out.